Hello everyone, and welcome to my second tutorial in my series for reforming the pagan faiths of Crusader Kings 2. I am extremely excited because as of right now, on October the 11th, a post went up on Reddit where the developers apparently have a quote-unquote very special stream happening tomorrow. Now, I don't know about you guys, but Paradox is a horrible, vicious tease, and so do I think that they're going to be giving us a release date? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. All I know is that I am a sucker for these sorts of things, and I will be tuning into that stream as soon as I possibly can, so I can be one of the first to hear the juicy news of whether they have finally decided on a release date, or whether they're going to continue teasing us like the Mountain Blade community. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about reforming the faiths, so let's get right to it. So, I did a couple test runs as a Mr. King Rurik over in the 867 start date, and I found that he is the greatest chance that you have to reform the Slavic faith. Yes, not Germanic, Slavic, and I did so as a Russian. Now you might be asking me, how in the world did Rurik, who is a Norse Germanic, reform the Slavic faith as a Russian? Well, these questions and more will be answered momentarily. But for now, let us go ahead and hop into the game. If you watched my last tutorial on how to reform the Germanic faith, there was a couple things in here that I specifically changed to make it easier. This time, there's not a whole lot that's actually going to affect your chances of reforming the faith, making it easier, giving you an edge. So as always, just be sure to click that Iron Man button because you are not wusses, you are professional Crusader Kings players, and you are all should be ashamed of yourself if you don't actually play on Iron Man. Thank you very much. So the first thing you'll notice upon getting into this game is that you have godlike stats. You're going to roll pretty high stats every single time, get some fantastic traits in there. We're going to do something very similar as we did last time. We're going to take the Become King of X ambition, but this time we will be King of the Ruskis. Alright, and as usual, you are tribal, and therefore you're going to be able to summon up a large quantity of soldiers for free, practically, just to cost you a little bit of prestige. So we're going to want to abuse that mechanic as much as possible. Before we can obviously do that, we've got to go ahead and subjugate a couple of the miners around this area here, including Pasov, whatever that is. I'm not even going to try to pronounce these province names. The Ruskis all around us. We got to get them. So, as I like to do, I like to be efficient with my wars, and so I like to declare multiple subjugate wars at the exact same time, before these guys can get alliances out, before they can swear vassalage to anybody else, and obviously before anyone else can snag them up. And that guy's independent too, we'll go for him. Is this guy independent? Yeah, no, he's got himself a duchy there protecting him. We're gonna wait on that guy. Alright, now that we've raised our troops, we're going to do one thing that is very, very important, and it's actually kind of pivotal for succeeding in this playthrough. I'm going to take my son here, who happens to be my best chancellor, and get him to fabricate claims on this county right here. This is Rana, Rugen. It's going to change names a couple different times depending on who owns it. If you'll notice, this is one of the Slavic holy sites. It's very, very important to get that. We're going to fabricate claims on that because we obviously can't reach it any other way, and we're going to need 3 holy sites. So, the 3 holy sites that I prefer to get when at least I'm playing as Rurik here is the one that you're obviously sitting on. Then you're going to be looking for this holy site right here. Bloop, which is also held by another Germanic pagan, which is very important that he's Germanic, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And then Rugen. There also is another holy site for the Slavs, held right here in Plock. It's the capital of Poland. There's a chance that the Removen pagans here will declare war and capture this province, which would actually be really good, because then you could count a conquest your way down in there and take the holy site for yourself. But as it stands, I did it with those 3 holy sites, and so as long as nothing crazy happens in that time, we should be good to go. Sometimes the RNG gods just love you, and here we go. I actually already have generated my claim on the county. Literally, not even 2 months into the game. I would love that. Thank you very much. One thing that you can see here in these wars is that they're going to go right for Holmgarder every single time. If you saw my previous video, this absolutely doesn't matter. One, because I don't really care. My son is off chancelloring, and my wife She's a woman, she's expendable. Basically, all you gotta do is capture the counties here, so even if they happen to capture your capital, it's not gonna matter because you'll be able to just force peace them out anyways. Ha ha ha. They're fighting each other now. One thing to note is that this province right here, Ingria, is owned by a guy who didn't spawn with any heirs. This would be a ripe target to go ahead and try and plot to assassinate, because you'll then receive his entire county along with all the levy troops that he could muster. Now the next thing that I'm going to do, once I have these couple of counties over here, is declare a conquest war against this guy here. I'm going to take this province, because I am trying to inch my way closer and closer towards that holy site right there. Now if you'll notice, he's Slavic, which means that if I declare a war on him, it is going to lower moral authority a little bit. Don't worry about that, because we're going to make up for that in due time. With those subjugation wars done, I'm making pretty good progress. Now time to grab this guy right here. And with a couple more subjugation wars done, we are now ready to form the Kingdom of Rus. Excellent. Gotta love that. Now it's a different name because we are still actually Germanic Pagan. But that is all about to change right now. Now we're going to go ahead and abuse a couple mechanics that were put into the game after Rajas of India. And we're going to, one, convert to our new culture, which is going to be Russian. And then we're going to use a Monks and Mystics feature, which I believe is free for anyone who actually owns the game now, to secretly convert using a holy site. So Holmgarder, our capital, happens to be situated on the holy site for the Slavic faith, giving us the ability to secretly convert and then proclaim the true faith. More so than that, because our capital is already on a province that has both Russian and Slavic on it, we can go ahead and just convert by right-clicking on our character's portrait and selecting Convert to Local Culture, which is going to give me a nice little bit of piety at the cost of prestige, which is okay. And then, as soon as I have another 100 prestige, I'll be able to do the same thing for culture, so that I can be a true Ruski. And after clicking a couple of buttons and allowing my ambition to finish, I can become a true Russian. And so, with that, I am now the King of Rus. Proper Russian, Slavic, Pagan. Now, our moral authority situation is looking pretty grim. I'm not entirely sure what happened in the game to allow something like this to happen, but we're going to do a little bit of work in order to get that back up where it should belong. So, now to enact our diabolical plan. Because we are now Slavic Pagan, our neighbor here who's sitting on the holy site is actually still Germanic Pagan, which means we have the capability of now declaring the county conquest on him. It's going to take us 2 wars to do so, unless he somehow dies and his son takes over. So, if we were to take that province right here, and then plot to kill him, see his demise at the hand of his Slavic pagan subjects that all absolutely hate him, we should be able to secure this holy site very quickly and then continue on to our claim over here. One thing you'll want to do in order to increase the stability of your realm is to go ahead and hand out all of the duchy level titles that you received back to some of the guys who you stole them from. They're still going to be a little bit mad at you, but it is going to help increase your stability, prevent them from revolting, and also increase the likelihood that they'll join in your offensive and defensive wars. Alright, and with our first war done against this guy, it is time to go ahead and start plotting his demise so that his son can take over, who is also going to be a Germanic Pagan, and as long as they don't get overthrown, we should be able to easily county conquest for our second holy site. And now we wait. We are invading Rugen now, with the claim that we generated before. I went ahead and just spawned a couple event troops, and we are going to be able to clean up this war very, very handily. These boats here are actually event troops, ships that you get at the beginning of the campaign, so very, very handy to hold on to. There is Holy Site number 2. Moral authority is looking a lot better than it has in the past. With this, we're going to have to do a little bit of legwork in order to get ourselves back up to where we need to be. Looks like our friend down here is getting partitioned up pretty badly, so in the meantime, while we wait for either our truce with him to expire, for him to die, we're going to go ahead and increase our moral authority any way we possibly can. The way we're going to do that is by going around and either county conquesting little guys along the border here who happen to be Suomesko, whatever that religion is, and also we're going to take our troops, rally them together, set them to raid, and just look around for any provinces that happen to have a temple in it that is not of our faith. So like this guy right here has a temple, a couple of the guys down here have temples, and they're all Remova. You can just click on the provinces to find out which ones actually have them, and then you can just go pillage them. You're not going to get any money for it, but money is not what we're after right now. We're after moral authority. My god's better than your god. Alright, after a couple of county conquests later, we are free to go ahead and conquer the holy site. That was a really easy war, and with that, what do we have here? 52 moral authority, 3 holy sites under our control. We have the ability to reform our faith. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. This one was a little bit gamier than the last one, I will admit. It involved culture switching and religion switching, but as you can see here, we are now in a fantastic position. We are reformed Slavic Russians in control of the Kingdom of Rus, on our way to becoming the Empire of Russia. If you have any questions for me, please leave them down in the comments section below. I will do my very best to get to as many of them as I possibly can. One last note, do remember that this is a part of a series where we are reforming all of the pagan faiths of Crusader Kings 2, so that I can better prepare all of you for being the best pagan you possibly can with the upcoming DLC for Holy Fury. So do let me know which pagan faith you want me to reform next, and I will see you all next time. Be sure to subscribe so that you can know when my videos go live. Thank you.